Hey, this is Ree here. Thank you so much for joining me. Om Madhyaye Namaha. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you'd like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, let's get into this video. So we have the new moon coming up on January 29th, and this is the day before my birthday. So just have to tell you guys for no reason. So this new moon is in Capricorn. So in Shravana is where we learn the value of resources and purification in order to gain power on the material realm. Capricorn is about structure, the structure we create going from the spiritual realm to the material realm. It's about the government and large corporations, the material world and the highest elevation of it. Now, the story of this nakshatra has to do with Vishnu, who tricked King Bali, who was the demon king, by taking the form of an innocent boy who was so clever he was able to defeat the demon king. So this one has a lot to do with communication, because this nakshatra does, but Mercury is also in the first house, which is communication. And this nakshatra is about listening and preserving knowledge, about learning to listen more than speaking, and listening to one's inner voice. On the negative side, this communication can be used for gossip, manipulation, or backstabbing. This depends on the individual's level of consciousness. But this is the government in modern times, and also the media on the lowest level. There can be a lot of pushing of propaganda, more than usual. It's all about public dealings in business to complete unobjective. So be careful of giving your money away, which can lead to poverty because you want to help someone, but you give too much, because that is the karma of this nakshatra. Shravana is about using sound, energy, and intention to gain such power on the material plane. This is why the symbol is the ear. And in modern times, it's related to media, entertainment, especially music. The music industry and entertainment will see gains and heights, but also transformation and an ending for some. This will depend on your chart. This transformation can come because of laws and foreign elements. For some, their job and their daily routines may change. Shravana relates to Apradhirsha Shakti, which is the power to give permanent victory, which comes from alliances and working with others for a higher purpose, not from self-efforts, and from righteousness. Saturn is in the second house. So there's a very strong focus on money, possessions, family matters, and what we value. Saturn is very harsh here because it's in Purva Bhadrapada, in the first pada, which can cause a lot of aggression and violence. This is about survival through earning wealth and fulfillment of desires. Using others for personal use can come up. Avoiding responsibility for your actions, laziness, and procrastination happen in this pada. Earning money through improper means and the wrong partnerships to obtain commissions in invalid ways. So we have to be cautious of that in ourselves and others. This story involves a man being poisoned who was a priest, and this is in the second house of food. So we must be careful of that literally happening, like food poisoning, for example, is more likely, or an allergy happening due to food. Now, this can include themes of dark sexual nature. This nakshatra is about liberation, but some seek this through escapism, such as drinking or drugs or food, especially in the second house. Emotional setbacks and compulsive disorders are possible here, like anorexia. Anything to do with control or controlling our eating, because this is Saturn. Some will be listening to others in order to help them through these types of addictions or problems. Mercury is in Uttara Ashadha. This pada is teaching that our inability to let go of material desires causes suffering. A lack of morality or hoarding resources by the government, by corporations, and this also includes foreign nations, laws, trades like tariff or crypto. This is also dealing with civil servants. It is best to let go of resources in order to help others rather than being selfish. donating and helping others in lower ends of society. It's great for starting a new position in life to be successful. And this could have to do with like Mercury positions, anything in healthcare, higher learning, or the travel industry, for example, communication jobs. But this is also the nakshatra of winning. So many can be winning battles with the government or corporations in the matters of law or court cases. Saturn in Purva Bhadrapada is also the dark side of the elites and the government. So this means that the government right now is focused on some nefarious practices and agendas involving money and family. This is also about dark technologies, and it's aspecting the 8th house, which is diseases or hidden money. The government is focused on its relationships, war, as the 6th, 7th, and 8th house lord are on the ascendant. There's a major transformation happening in the healthcare sector and the government and corporations. Also, new laws can be dealing with foreign nations. Countries are using health matters for profit. Some weather disasters can cause some injuries. Strikes or protests can happen, people being very angry and push back in many countries. Laws are being created which are making people go in a different direction. Conflicts among groups and alliances that have to do with the war. There is a mutual exchange between the 3rd and the 5th house, which is basically the entertainment industry and communications. Gaining knowledge through communications with foreign people can happen, and some of these people may lack morals or ethics, so you have to be careful. It's also about gaining spiritual enlightenment. Now, this is all about learning and listening in order to gain on the material realm. So a business-like approach is really required during this time. Being on the phone for business, preserving ancient traditions and working in large corporations, listening to advice and seeking out advice from others for professional or spiritual reasons. It's all about those who gain everything on the material realm, but later realize it's nothing and turn to the spiritual realm, because the pursuit of knowledge ends up being what truly satisfies them. But a lot of the time, these people end up with money issues that come up, and then they turn to a legal means rather than teaching others the knowledge they required. An example of this is Oprah. An alternative name for this nakshatra is Ashvata, which is a term used for the pipal tree. And that's the tree that Buddha meditated under and became enlightened. So that's why a lot of this has to do with enlightenment as well in spiritual practice. It also has to do with the 3 steps of Vishnu, because Vishnu took 3 steps in order to defeat King Bali and trick him. And that was so he could restore order in the universe through restoration of the heavens back to the gods and the earth back to the humans. So there's a lot about order, restoring order. Now, Venus is in Purva Bhadrapada in Pada 4. So this story is about a Brahmin who set fire to a forest, killing many deer and birds. So unfortunately, we could see themes about like arson and forest fire still. This nakshatra pada is where Jupiter gets exalted, which can bring many resources through your own efforts, working with the hands, communication and teaching jobs, entertainment, speculative gain, sports. With Rahu here, there can be a mistreatment of one's own family members and lack of support for one's own family and the masses, or a lack of support for children and siblings, to be more precise. I think this is kind of the government not supporting the people. There could be some engagement in immoral activities by leaders and those in entertainment. Disputes over property matters with family can happen, which can create anger and violence with the family or with the masses. Not treating others equally, like women, for example, or immigrants, foreign people, and engaging in immoral acts that result in a disturbance. Not giving back to the masses or family. These are the karmas that you can find in this nakshatra, which will be playing out. And like I said, it's all about listening, but it's also about the number 3, which is communication. So the music industry, recording studios, jobs that require being on the phone, counseling others, but also be careful of deception and bad advice, because everyone's going to be talking and you got to have discernment of who you want to listen to. Something new can happen in the matters of partnerships and business, hidden information, work and conflicts, and health matters, long distance travel, and secret affairs. Making money by your own efforts can lead to significant gains in the matter of spirituality. Also, mantra sadhana can have breakthroughs. So the professions that we'll hear a lot about that this will include are anyone in the teaching profession, the music business, like I mentioned, entertainment business, counselors, psychologists, news broadcasters, gossip columnists, the media, practitioners of medicine, healers of all kinds, restaurant business, tourism. There could be people saying they're getting signals from outer space, communication with outer space, because they're kind of pushing that agenda right now, charitable organizations, clubs, and societies, and preserving ancient traditions. So that's just a little bit about what I see coming up. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.